Good evening. I hope I find you well. Showy old day. You'd be caught out in it. I was caught out in it a few times. Now, we have a little one now here. A bit different. Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the works thy hands had made, I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Saviour God, to thee, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Saviour God, to thee, how great thou art, how great thou art. When Christ shall come with shouts of acclamation, and take me home, that joy shall fill my heart. Then shall I bow in humble adoration, and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Saviour God, to thee, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Saviour God, to thee, how great thou art, how great thou art. And that's true, isn't it? Yes, sirree. Now we have another little one. And Our Lady of Knock. There were people of all ages gathered round the gable wall, poor and humble men and women, little children that you call. We are gathered here before you, and our hearts are just the same, filled with joy at such a vision, as we praise your name. Golden Rose, Queen of Ireland, all my cares and troubles cease, as we kneel with love before you, Lady of Knock, my Queen of Peace. Though your message was unspoken, still the truth in silence lies, as we gaze upon your vision, and the truth I try to find. Here I stand with John the teacher, and with Joseph at your side, and I see the Lamb of God on the altar glorified. Golden Rose, Queen of Ireland, all my cares and troubles cease, as we kneel with love before you, Lady of Knock, my Queen of Peace. That's lovely. Little change is good as the rest, isn't it? So, how are you today in this showery, sunny once or twice? Very little. Mostly drizzle. I was out in the sun house doing some chores. Ironing. I got a new iron board cover. The other one I had, if you looked at it crooked, it'd slip off. It had lost its power. So this one, I had a hard job pulling it on. And then I had the head facing the wrong way, but I just continued. Yeah. And there was, sticks on, a good strong stick. So I had quite a bit to do. 4 or 5 shirts and a couple of pillow slips and the trousers. I would say, 3/4 an hour at it. Because you're doing this, that, and the other. Your hands are going like a jackass, and the urine is hot, and I have minerals or apple berries, which I got, and a good supply of them because they're hard to get. I have enough to do me next year, and I have to move them a bit because the urine does be hot. for the stone, and then I ordered the shirt. So you have to order this, that, the other, the sleeves, the neck, and all the rest of it. So you think you're never going to stop, and then the trousers, ordered that too. So it was ages at it. So after all that, I sat down for a bit and put my feet up in a chair, and if I thanked him, I didn't kind of fall asleep, you know. So that's the way it goes, isn't it? And met my friend Paul this morning. His car's out of action this past 3 or 4 weeks. He's a small little, I call it a toy car. It's like a sports car for young fella starting out who wants to be making a dash. It's a very flimsy sort of a yoke. I wouldn't have it in a fit, but you might be talking to the wall. You won't change it. And the fellow that's doing it was on holidays, and he was in Italy apparently. He must have been roasted when he was over there. But I brought him down toward him Galligan's, where I get mine done. I said, no, it's a bit further away, but they come and collect you and treat you the way they treat me fairly good. So they treat you and mention my name, and you'll be all right. Because I collect them now with a cup of tea and a pot of tea and a couple of nice biscuits. It only costs a fiver. They're treated very well there, and Tommy Farley's wife treated us, and she's a very nice lady. And funny enough, when we were going out, then we saw the son Niall coming in, so he'd be lending a hand. Perhaps Tom can get off for a few hours. It's good to have that kind of help. And so this is what we did. We had a busy enough day, and we're just catching up. I come back on Tuesday. I was very tired. Oh goodness, I slept like a log. Didn't wake up until about 10:30 or something, which is unusual for me. I'm up to 8 o'clock this morning, so I was able to do my little exercise that I do with the physiotherapy type of thing that I got, and I still do it. I do it in the morning. Depends. Sometimes I might do it 2 or 3 times a day, but when I was walking a bit today and walking, but I didn't do it. And so there you are. It's busy enough now, I have to say. And the gas, the way things go. So it's grand to be back now. And back to the day is Thursday, so it's a bit more normal. I'm back to normal. It's a long drive from where I come from. Where was it? I says the Writers Club, the Writers, Listowel, County Kerry. And it's a fine big town, a very busy town. And it has the Writers Museum, because it had a lot of writers, Listowel, 5 of them or so. John B. Keane and Master Mahan, the teacher, Mackin. He wrote grand short stories of a humorous nature. And then there was poets and all sorts. I think I spent a good while in the. I did some of the more and had something to eat, and then I was back, and did more. There was a nice girl there, and then I was there the next day. It was a different lady, another lady. I bought a few items. I was intending to buy items, and I bought some little things to do with John B. Keane and the writers, and that I bought a few of them. Three for €12, I think. And I bought something else as well. I bought a kind of a small painting, postcard painting, or a bit bigger, of John B. because he was a very talented writer, wrote plays and all the rest of it, and books. So it's a very interesting town. There's a lot to see. The lovely park as well. But I didn't get around to that. I'd had enough to do. And then, of course, I got mass every morning at 10:30 with Father Sean Sheehy and a few that go there. He's a marvellous priest. And he's going to be our spiritual advisor in the Christian TV Ireland. We've applied for the charity license with the solicitors in Dublin, and they're the ones that do it, and it costs a few quid, but it's worth it. And in the meantime, then I have to find out where the building could be sited. They want to be near a monastery or a convent. There's one in Roscommon, I know, a Dominican convent. Then there's a Franciscan one outside Mullingar, which would be nice and handy, and it's in the Midlands, so people can come from different angles, but it certainly won't be in Dublin, that's for sure. Wouldn't touch it with a 40-foot pole. You can't move in it. And I'd be in the country, please God. And then I'll have to find out from EWTN. They started their business in 1981. Mother Angelica, poor Claire Nunn, she didn't have any pounds, shillings and pence. And she used to do a program that was very widely acclaimed in some Christian station that was not Catholic in the full sense of the word. We're called a Christian TV, but we'll be Catholic. But we'll include the others as well to see what they're up to, see what they have that nourishes their souls. So anyway, she started because they started to put in something that she was against, and she mentioned that she didn't like that, but they persisted, so she left it, and she decided to start her own TV station, and she did. I think she used a satellite, so I'll be informed from them about what sort of a building and what sort of rooms. We won't be extensive. We'll be only operating from about 4 o'clock in the day to about 11 o'clock at night. I think that's long enough for anybody. A couple of children's programs in the early part of the day, and then the Holy Mass and Rosary and Benediction, and we hope we'll have men's and women's adulteries in our little. We'll have a church as well. But if the Franciscans and wherever we were able to get beside, if they have a church and celebrate Mass in the Latin Rite, we want to do that, the universal language in the Catholic faith, with the priest facing the tabernacle, not turning his back on it. Doesn't seem right. I don't know why that ever come in. There was quite people that must want to destroy the Catholic faith because they've succeeded in doing it. There's not enough vocations, and there's not enough priests. Only for people come from abroad, from India and Africa, we wouldn't have churches, we wouldn't have masses. So it's deplorable. I wish these bishops wake up and go back to what was working. That's the Latin Mass, universal language of Catholic faith. So anyways, we'll proceed on, and I hope all goes well. And you take it nice and handy for the rest of the evening. Sing an odd hymn. That do you good. Bye now.